Welcome to Coffee with Chaos. My name is James, and looks like Ryan from Shop Reality. It's the first one to make a comment. Happy holidays, buddy. I got my coffee. Now, I don't know if you've ever used these before. Most people have them laying around the house. They're actually, a lot of people have them made out of plastic. Mine are metal with silicone on the edges. And they're for like potato chip bags. Close them up, seal them, holds them tight. Hopefully keeps bugs out of them. I don't know. Bugs don't like the type of food I eat, so it doesn't matter. But I have another use for them, and I'm going to make a video on that before too long. Basically what I do, and I'm just going to grab this. This is from my chair. Is you line up the edges of a comic if it has a spine roll in it. You line up the edges and you clip this to the edge. After, of course, you put it in a humidifier to make the paper pliable, and then you stick it in a press. It works. I'll do a video on it at some point and show you exactly how I do it. That ought to be fun. I got a whole box of them. You can buy them by the box, because I also use them for, you know, like chips, cookies, stuff like that. Just here browsing. Glad you could stop in. I don't really have a lot to talk about as far as things that are on my mind. I got some new to me comics today. Yeah, clip tips. Like I said, I use the metal ones because they're the Springer. And Michael Marin mentioned it to me. He showed me a video of somebody else using it, but I don't like the way they were using it because it's not the way I do it. So that doesn't mean they were doing it wrong. It just wasn't my way. So I said I'd do a video on it, and I will as soon as I run across something that I think will benefit from it. Now, when you use this method I'm going to show you, and they used an iron to do it. When you use the method I'm going to show you, you have to make sure that the spine is strong enough to take the force that it's going to get. So, Sales Boy Comics, keeping it moist for us. Okay. But I got some comics in, and I'll show you those. And then I have 25 comics that I pressed. I pressed 35, but I'm only going to show you 25. That gives me some leeway for when I do press things for other people. I won't be, should I show them or not? You know, I'm running low. I won't be running low anymore. I'll have plenty. I don't have to do that. And I got a couple of Daredevil comics here to show you. This is my Marvel Daredevil collection as it sits right now. Now, I've been watching a whole lot of Daredevil #1s, hoping there's one that I'm comfortable buying at the price they want to sell it at. But so far, it seems like other prices are going down a little bit, but that one, people are insisting they can get these $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 prices for, you know, $1,000 comic. And to me, that's what it is. It's $1,000 book. Most of the ones I'm looking at are. But people want, you know, you get one that's in good to very good condition, and they put the price on it as if it's slabbed. Okay, I agree. You should pay for a slabbed comic. You should pay pretty much what you're going to pay anyway, the normal price, plus maybe $30 or $40 to cover the cost of the slabbing. But not double, triple, quadruple the price or the value of the book. That's just silly. So, drink another sip of coffee here. Let me show you what I pressed. And of course, some of these you've seen before, because I do press the ones after I show them. On the challenges I do. And I'm thinking about putting out a challenge as well, or starting to put out a weekly challenge or every other week challenge based on a certain year or a certain time frame and or a certain publisher and favored comics for that, and only make it like 5 or 10 or something like that. And also making it an open-ended challenge, so you don't have to worry about, okay, this challenge is 4 weeks old, I better not do it. No, my challenge will be open-ended. No matter when you do it, you can do it the same day, 2 days later, 2 years later, it's all good. So here we go. ElfQuest, number 4 from 1985. And of course, Wendy Penny did the artwork in that. Came out really nice. Very happy with that. We got Hot Stuff, The Little Devil, number 145, Warren Kramer art. And that's from 1978. Turned out really, really nice. I'm very happy with that. Justice League of America, number 243. Chuck Patton did the cover on that, and I think he did a pretty good job. I'm not that familiar with Chuck Patton's artwork, so I'm happy with the way it turned out, though. And these, yeah, these I all did all of these at 160 degrees. That'll become important in a few minutes. American Flag, number 40. Howard Chaykin's back on the cover on these. That's from 1989. And also 160 degrees. I'll tell you when it changes. Cerebus, number 44. Low-grade copy because it was water-stained, and I'm not going to clean the stains off the Cerebus. So it's just not worth it. They're definitely worth reading. They're, as far as I'm concerned, they are undervalued comics, but in this lower grade, nah, it's not worth messing with. Simple Kate, number 549-576. I think there's one more of these, and then I'm done with them. I move on to the next title. It turned out pretty good, too. I'm happy with that. Next, this one I did at 130 degrees, and that's because it's a newer comic. It's Van Helsing Hellfire, number 1, and the cover is by Mike Kramer, or Mike Crome, and it got all the waviness out of that cover without a problem at all. So I do, when I press comics, I do them all the same. I give them a prep. I steam them or humidify them if it needs, if it's got water damage on it, I'll humidify it first. Then I put it in a press at whatever temperature. And that's the way I do it. Everything's the same. It's either steamed or it's humidified, but moisture is introduced in one way or the other. Yeah, I read a few of them and I really like the series, but I want to get them all so that I can sit down and read them from number 1 to number 50, and then the second series, which is spelled with a K instead of a C in America. Yeah, get them all nice and moist. That's right. Next we have Vampirilla 9, and this one also turned out really nice. Of course, it was really nice before, but it's even nicer now. And this Mike Mayhew did the artwork on that. Beautiful art. And that came out in 2002. And another one I pressed at 130 degrees. Frank Cho's Liberty Meadows. This is number 7 came out in 2000, March 2000. Oh, that's okay. We're sorry you're working also. Here we have Tank Girl, number 4. And this one had quite a few dings along the spine, but looks a whole lot better now. Yeah, it just looks a whole lot better. Again, 130 degrees. It turned out nice. That's a Brian Boland cover. This next one I cold pressed lightly. I did, I steamed it, but I didn't put it in the hot press. I skipped the hot press part, went straight to a cold pressing, and then cold pressed it for the same number of hours that I would everything else. And the reason for that is it has an embossed cover, and that's Silver Sable number 1. Newsstand. I have both the newsstand and direct copy of this, by the way. And of course, she's going to blind you with the glare from her body. Turned out very nicely. I'm very happy with that. I had some spine ticks along the side, and I got rid of them. So there you go. You can press an embossed comic. You don't use heat. You don't put it in your hot press, even without anything turned on. You just do a cold press, light. You don't tighten it down very much. It has to be light. Most of these I did at 130 degrees. I think the rest of them, I think I did almost all of the rest of these at 130 degrees because I'm experimenting. Oh yeah, the Tank Girl movie rocks. I've watched it about 8 times. Might watch it again tonight. I don't know. Ms. Mystic number 2, Neil Adams cover, of course. This one came out 2 years after the first one. And then my favorite Red Sonja cover of all time. This one also turned out really nice. Red Sonja number 1, Frank Thorne artwork. Probably my favorite Red Sonja cover of all time. I just really like Frank Thorne. The way he draws. I didn't appreciate him too much when I was younger, but I do now. Jackson Roy Kurt, glad you could stop in. Next up, first issue special number 4, Lady Cop, an underused character. She's been in, I think, 4 or 5 comic books total. And this is her first appearance. And then she doesn't appear again until sometime in the 2000s. So, yeah. Hey, that's always a good thing, right? Next, we have Mr. Monster number 7. And that is, let's see, Michael T. Gilbert. Oh, by the way, Dick Giordano did Lady Cop. Michael T. Gilbert for Mr. Monster number 7. And here's my second or third or maybe fourth or fifth copy of Ms. Mystic number 1. I know I have a few. Of course, it's Neil Adams. This is her second appearance, not her first appearance, but it is her origin. Yeah, they introduced the character and just never used her until I think it was the all new Adam from the 2000s. It has her in 2 or 3 issues. I like the character. I think she's underused. Next up, this one turned out nice. Charlton Bullseye, number 5. This is the first appearance of Warband. It is also the last appearance of Warband. His first and only appearance. What can I say? They didn't kill him off. He just never used him again. Chaz Trog, Troug, did the artwork on the cover. And yeah, I've never seen his artwork before, but I'm going to keep my eyes open for it. Now, for those of you that don't like Archie comics, I have one here that you might be able to appreciate. It's Archie as Pure Heart's Powerful #2. Tony Strobel did the artwork on the, or no, not Tony. Bill Vigoda did the artwork on this. I want to get #1 and #3. I don't have them yet. I'll get them eventually. Yeah, it was. He did #1, then he did #2 a few years later. Then #3 through 7 were published by Continuity Comics. Was it 3 through 8? It's either 7 or 8. This one had a pretty bad spine roll, but I fixed it, of course. I'm not that happy with the way this turned out. I'm probably going to press it again. I pressed it 130 degrees Fahrenheit, and 60s comics don't do well at 130 degrees. They just don't press out that well. So I'm going to probably repress it at maybe 140 or 150, see how it comes out. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, number 312. And this is the one that Tony Strobel did. And just when you thought I was done with Walt Disney, I have 4-color number 352, Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse, The Mystery of Painted Valley. And again, not really happy with the way this one turned out. It's nice and flat. It turned out okay, but I think I'll probably repress it or press it again. Then we have another Elf Quest, number 18, excuse me. Of course, Wendy Penny does Elf Quest. That one turned out nice. Another one that I'm really not that happy with the way it turned out. And again, it's from the 60s. It's from 1961. Harvey Hits, number 49, and it features Dumbo the Giant. And it's okay. And I know a few people that if they got a comic to come out like this when they were pressing it, they would think that they were gods. I'm not happy with the way it turned out. I'm probably going to press it again. Matter of fact, it's not a probably. It's on these ones from the 60s and earlier. I'm definitely going to press them again. I will not be pressing them at 130 degrees ever again. And I am working on a video about different temperatures and pressing. And I can almost tell you by ear, what you should be pressing it at, what heat in my area that it should be pressed at. Everybody's area is different because everybody's humidity is different. Everybody's situation is different. Their gauge or their press might be different from mine. Justice League of America, number 252 at 130 degrees turned out just fine. This is from 1986. So it's looking like comics from the 80s. If you press them at 130 degrees, you're fine. 80s, 90s, 80s and up, you could probably get away with 130 degrees without a problem. 70s is hit or miss. Really, 140 degrees is better for 70s. 60s, I'd say 150 to 160 degrees. I have one. I paid like $15 for it, and it's one of the best investments I've ever had. especially since my oven doesn't have a temperature gauge on it. I'm going to get one of those ones you hang on the inside of it. Let's see. American flag, number 45. Again, Howard Chaykin, 1982 or 84. 1987. Yeah, those Justice Leagues were in pretty bad shape, and they really look good now. They are going to be in my poster. Oh, that was the last Simple Kate, and I know it was the last Simple Kate because here we have Classics Illustrated Junior, number 551 of 576, the Queen Bee. And the artwork of this on the cover was done by Bill Walsh. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I just want one for my oven so that I can get an approximate temperature for when I decide to cook a pizza or a pie or something else in the oven. I cook in the oven more in the winter than I do in the summer. In the summer, I pretty much microwave everything. But in the winter, no, I gotta have the oven because my kitchen doesn't have any heat. Now, I took it out of the box, but I haven't unwrapped it yet. It's all the same title. And I'm looking at it for the first time, and you're going to look at it for the first time, and we're going to enjoy it. And I won't be able to see if they're first prints or not. Bummer. Let me get this. Maybe I can get them to slide out. No, I'm just going to drop them on the floor. That's okay. Now, I don't know what number all of these are. Oh, I dropped it and rolled over it. Okay. I know what issue this is, but I don't know if it's first issue, first edition or not, or first print or not. That's Liberty Meadows number 1. I don't know if it's first print or not, so let's look and see. If it isn't the first print, I'm going to get a first print. I'm just dropping things all over the place. It's a third print. Yeah, we'll have to get a first print. I saw one on eBay. I might have to just go ahead and snag it if I can afford it. I think the guy wants like $30 for it or something. Okay, I don't know what numbers these are, so we're just going to show them to you. I'm thinking this might be number 2. And I think this is number 3. And I know this is number 4 because it says it's the 4th issue right there. I love these covers. I like Frank Cho's art, so that helps. Yes, you know what I'm going to be reading over the weekend. Mark Derail. There used to be a comic strip in the newspapers called Mark Trail, and they talked about animals and about wildlife. So here we have introducing Mark Derail, animal lover, and a whole bunch of dead animals here. And like I said, I don't know what numbers these are, but there's quite a few of them. Pretty good stack of them. I bought it as a near complete set. I know there's missing ones. I'm hoping the missing ones are ones that I already have. Your favorite Liberty Meadows comic strips. The Great Wiener Dog Race. Introducing Wiener, the world's fastest wiener dog. He'll blow you away. Yeah, it was. What's up? Yeah. He has a YouTube channel where he every Wednesday he sketches a character. Matter of fact, I've been meaning to put a link to it on my live stream, and I haven't gotten around to it. But yeah, it's good stuff. You get to watch him draw. This week, I forget what he did this week. Probably because I haven't watched it yet. I was busy earlier today. There's another one. Like I said, all of these are Liberty Meadows and that I picked up, or that came in the mail today. Yeah, a little bit. You may have noticed there's a missing dog or a missing horse back here. That's because I have someone that's in the process of buying it. So I put it in a box for him so I wouldn't sell it by accident. Evil Brandy versus Brandy. Because you demanded it. Cat fight. Looks like Brandy burnt the turkey. Here's an early Christmas cover for you. dive in with Brandy and the boys at their pool party. Caution fossil excavation. The wiener dog is, or wiener sees his big bone and he's going crazy. He cites John Buscema, and I can't think of all the people different, but John Buscema was definitely an influence on him, and John Byrne and Neil Adams, and that's some of the people he cites as being his mentors or the people he looked up to. Brandy at the boys hit the comic convention. It's number 27. Oh, they've got numbers on them now. This is number 28. Brandy's special surprise. Box is torn open and the monitor's on the floor. Number 30. Ah, I must be missing at least number 31 through 36 because here's number 37. I have every intention of getting all of these eventually. And Liberty Meadows wedding album. Got a pretty nice run. Little disappointed that number one is the third print. That's okay. Like I said, I'll get a first print. Next up, a little something from my collection. I got a couple of them out, a couple Daredevils out from my collection. And we'll go through those. I don't have too many here. Just a few. Maybe a third of the ones up until around 1990 or so. We're going to start out with this one, number 8. Stiltman, first appearance of Stiltman. And then I've got number 18. Gladiator. I don't remember if that's Gladiator's first appearance or not. I don't think it is. It might be, but I'm thinking it is. I'm thinking he had another appearance. And number 25 with the leapfrog. Number 27. This one's in pretty nice shape. Number 34. '36. Number 40. 41. And I was looking for this one back a while back, and I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember what title it was, but I remembered the basic. I was thinking it was a Spider-Man, but it's Daredevil. And it was just that cover that I was looking for. That cover, it's like an homage to an early Batman. And that was number 44. Number 50. Number 56. '57. 59. Number 62. Need to press these someday or some year. 64. 65. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 77. 84. And 90. But I have more. I think I'd like to get about the first 300 Daredevil, and that's it. After that, I don't care. 93 Daredevil and the Black Widow. 94. 95. 99. 100. 103. 104. I don't think I have that one. These are just the ones that I have. And I don't have anywhere near all of them. Yeah, I go from number 77 to number 84, so I don't have number 83. I'll get it eventually. I'm not worried about it. Number 114. That's great. The swamp monster that goes after fear, and Daredevil is the man without fear. Man, think you'd get along great with him. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to burn you. 116. 125. I'm missing a lot of them from the 70s. 153. 163. And I may have other Daredevils in other boxes. These are just the ones that I had all in one place. 164. I might have one somewhere, but just not in here. 166 newsstand. 166 direct. 167 newsstand and direct. We should check those someday and see if one of them, see if there's a more cooler in the newsstand. But I don't care. 176. 179. 'That one's not good enough? I was going to skip over this one and let you sweat a little bit, but I'll just go ahead and show it to you. 182. 183. 185. 188. 192 newsstand and direct. Does not look like it is a variant, so 194. 196. 200. Wow, I really need to change the bags and boards in these too. 202. I think I need to change this bag pretty bad. Yeah, that's what I thought. And there's some of the more expensive Daredevils. Doesn't make sense. 203. And we've got 209. 214. 216. 220. It wasn't until I realized that I had a little over a short box full of Daredevils that I decided to collect Daredevil. He was always one of my favorite Marvel characters anyway, so yeah, why not collect it? There's a 223 direct, 223 newsstand, 224 newsstand, 225, 226, 227. Yeah, it's hard to believe it's been that long since Frank Miller did Daredevil. It's been what, 40 years or longer? It's 227. Hey, I had one. At newsstand and direct. There's 229. 232. I do like Mazzucchelli's artwork on Daredevil. Not as much as I like Gene Colan's, but I do like Mazzucchelli's. And that's 232 newsstand and direct. Oh, no. Yeah, 232 newsstand and direct. This one looks like it was in a grease fire. 233. I actually pressed this one, so this one isn't that old. I haven't had this one that long. And this is a Mark Jeweler. So I have it written down here on my little label. And I have a different way of pressing those. There's a 235 direct, 235 newsstand, and that one feels kind of thick. Let's take a look. I don't think it is, but why not look? Nope, it's just the bag, or it's just a thick board. Back in the 90s, 80s and 90s, board thickness was all over the place. Uh, 236 direct and a newsstand. There's people that collect those. If they collect them just because they have all the characters all the way around, like some sort of anniversary issue, I don't know. Daredevil 239. $240. Both kinds. $241. Yeah. Well, it was Marvel's 25th anniversary, which goes back to 1961 when the Fantastic Four first came out. Or was it 62 when Fantastic Four came out? But it was the anniversary for their first comic, which was Fantastic Four #1, of course, not including the Atlas stuff. So that's why they did 25th anniversary, which is why that seems like a low number. Because Daredevil didn't start till what, 1964 or 65, something like that. Came out after X-Men. Here's a 242. $243. And I think it wasn't even from the I'm thinking it wasn't even from Fantastic Four #1. I think it was from the time they adopted the name Marvel. $244. And $245. I think they dropped one of their romance titles to pick up Daredevil. I don't remember for sure. But in order to add an extra, anytime before 1968, if they wanted to add a comic or a new comic title, they had to either change the name of a pre-existing title or drop a title. So, yeah. The 246. I have a lot of them with both newsstand and direct. With Charles Vest cover. Can't go wrong with Charles Vest. And 248. $249. And then some of the titles they had is bi-monthly, so that they could have more titles, but they were shipping the same number of books each month. Number 250. $251, a JR cover. $252. $253. First Wild Boys. $254. $256. That one's in sad shape. All kinds of chipping on that cover. And the staples are stressed out. 257. 258. Ron Lim cover. Pretty early Ron Lim, too. 259. 260. 261. 262. 263. 264. 265. 266. 267. 268. 269. Yeah, I went ahead and pulled that one out of the box. $270. Time for some coffee. Let's see. Got 271. 272. 273. 275. 276. 279. 281. 283. 284. 285. 286. 287. 288. 289. 291. 294. And the reason I have both a newsstand and a direct copy on a lot of these is because I haven't decided which one I want to keep. Just 295. $297, $299, $300. I've got like 4 or 5 copies of this. I got to figure out which one's in the best condition. 301, 302. Yeah, I'll probably go higher than 300. 303, 304, 305, 306. Patrick, glad you could stop in or fly by, whatever. 307. 308. 309. 'Yes, indeedy. 310. 'I made a big bowl of chili and rice and figured I'd eat half of it. And then tomorrow I'd eat the other half. And I don't know what I'm going to eat tomorrow because it just disappeared. I don't know where it went. 312. 313. Is that chaotic enough for you? 314. No, it's not. They're pretty much in order. It's not chaos right now. It's just. But when you consider all the different things I collect, it's kind of chaotic. Pull all of these out. There we go. 316. 320. 321. Wrap around glow in the dark cover. We must be in the 90s. 322. 323. 324. 325. I didn't know I had the full fold from Grace story art. I've been putting off reading it because I didn't think I had them all. Oh well. 326. 327. 328. 336. 340. Oh, I'm missing a lot from the 90s too. 371. 375. And nobody wants to see this one. It's not even important. King size special number 1. King size special number 2. It's getting a little chaotic now. Here's number 315. Daredevil annual number 4. Number 7, direct and newsstand. Number 8. Number 9. Yeah, maybe I'll leave him to you in my will, Michael, but I doubt it. 10. Here's a number 1. Marvel Earth Authentics. Dynamic Forces Inc. has issued this certificate to authenticate this copy of Daredevil number 1 Marvel Authentics limited edition comic. And I don't have a copy of the regular number 1, but I have both of the number 2 covers. I used to have that. Oh well. Here's number 4. 5. 14. 45. I'm not collecting these later issues. 76. I'm just accumulating these. 96. 104. 105. 117. 118. 119. And let's see, what number is this one? 595, something like that. Yeah, 595. It's a lenticular. 596. 609. 612. Tell you what, look at my background for a few minutes. I'll be right back. It was one of the cats jumping on the screen. It sounded like a knock at the door. Okay. But I'm back. Number one. This is Zdarsky. Number two. Number 7. This is a second print. $15. $25. And a third print at number 25. Daredevil Ninja 3. This is Daredevil Spider-Man, or Spider-Man Daredevil. Number 2. Daredevil Spider-Man 3, or number 3. Yep. And Daredevil Yellow. I want to get this series. I like Jeff Loeb and Tim Sales. When they get together, you just never know what they're going to come up with. Good stuff. That's my Daredevils. I like Daredevil. My favorite Marvel character. And the only long runs I collect for Marvel really is Daredevil and Conan. That's it. Those are the only 2 long runs I collect. There's some short runs that I collect, like Creatures on the Loose and Monsters on the Prowl and Where Monsters Dwell and all of those. I like those too. I like the fact that a lot of them have reprints, and every now and then you find a new story mixed in with them. But there's not that many. The only other Marvel that I would really like to collect and get my hands on again, I really can't afford them right now. I mean, well, I can, but it would be silly for me to buy them. And that's Hulk 1 through 6. Probably the only comics I've ever really regretted selling that weren't early DC. So yeah, that's it. Yes, please, yeah, hit the thumbs up if you like it. If you don't like it, that's okay too. We can still hit it. We like my grave's going to be full of DC comics. I'm not going to have room for Daredevil. Think about it. I've a short box and a half of Daredevil. Probably closer to two short boxes if I find them all and get them all put together. Whereas I have, I'm trying to count them up in my head. It's not working. 24, 28, 56. I have over 80 short boxes of DC Comics and about 6 long boxes of DC Comics. And not that many duplicates. I have some duplicates, but yeah, I have like over 80 short boxes of DC Comics that are not duplicated. They're single issues. So I'm definitely a DC guy, and I've been working on. I'm trying to catalog all of my comics, and so I've just started a new database, and so far I've got these two boxes here in there, and those are both long boxes. So I labeled this one LB01 and this one LB02, long box 01 and long box 02, and just whatever's in there is going in the database, and well, it's in the database. So I'll start with another box. I have another box under here that will be LB03, and I'll start that one tomorrow, or when I get a chance. But my goal is to get every comic in my database so I know what the heck I have and where the hell it is. I have I have another database that has most of my comics in it, but I've sold a few out of that database that I didn't take out. I've added a bunch to it and don't have locations, so yeah, it's messed up. I'll end up deleting that one once this one gets off the ground. So yeah, it's not easy, and that's only like, that's about 600 comics in those two boxes. Yeah, that's nothing. That's, a drop in the that's like taking a dropper and measuring the ocean. It's but the goal eventually is to actually know how many comics I really do have, because right now I really don't know. I think it's over 25,000, but I could be way off. I could have a lot more, or I could have a lot less. I don't know. But I would like to know the actual number that I have. Now, the ones I'm not counting are the ones that I have on eBay. I'll have those on a separate list. Or maybe I'll have them on the same list and just put eBay for a location. And I sold one today. I sold a Charlton comic for $10 today, so that was good. Thing is, I don't want to collect Charlton comics, but I collect Charlton comics. Charlton comics are almost impossible to find in really nice condition, so it's tough. And I don't expect them to be mint, but I'd like them to be at least fine. And finding Charlton comics that are fine, it doesn't seem to be an easy thing to do. It's like romance comics. I don't want to collect romance comics, but I have a whole bunch of romance comics. Yeah, I watched the Superboy one. I'll check out the Avengers one. You do pretty good work. Friday, I'll be showing the cover for that PEP number 158. It turned out better than I expected. Kind of happy with it. I looked at it a little while ago and went, yeah, that'll do. So that'll be on Friday, and then I'll start cleaning up some of those others. I'll probably go ahead and humidify them, and then I can put them all back together. I'm going to humidify them and press them all at once. Just put a piece of paper between each one. Press them all at once, because I just want to flatten them out. I'm not going to do any work to them, except for the first couple of pages. I'll use a little Tingujo paper on them, and other than that, I'm not going to do much to them. I'm going to clean the first wrap a little bit. But I really don't need to do any work to them. I'm happy with the way they look. So once I get the cover out and trimmed and the way it should be, then I can put it all back together, and that'll be another one done. Guess I'll have to pick out something harder. Like a Zorro comic that's really messed up. maybe that's the one I'll do next. Although I should do that. I should do that Ace comic, because all I have to do is put the two halves together. So coffee's almost gone. I've got two, aside from the one that I'm working on for the PEP 158. I have two other videos in the works. One is got like 10 different comics in it, where I press them at different temperatures and the results of those. And the other one is on my chip clips and what I use them for and how I use them. And that ought to be an interesting one. Put a comic in the humidity chamber first. Throw the clip chips on it. Pray. So, yeah. That's what we're going to do with that. Other than that, I'm taking pictures of Beanie Babies and putting them online, hoping I can get some, all of them have best offer, and I'll be honest with you, I don't care what the people offer for me. I'm probably going to take it, because I already made money off that box anyway. Because I picked up the box of miscellaneous stuff that had the beanies in it, and those comics I showed a week ago Saturday. Picked all of those up at the same time, and that's the one that had that X-Men #2 in it that was coverless that I got $100 for. So that pretty much paid for it. Don't have to make a whole lot more to break even on that pie. Then once I break even on the buy, then I start looking for profit. I need profit, because I'm not making as much as I'd like. But sales have been slow this year. What can I say? I think that's going to be it for tonight. Everybody have yourself a great week, and I have a new video coming out Friday, and maybe sooner than that, maybe later. I don't know. I probably have something coming out this weekend. I have a lot of things I have to do that are not comic related over the next 2 days, so I may not get much done. But I will drop that. I will get that one done and get that dropped. And we'll see you. See you next time. And don't forget, every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central, I'm here. Hopefully you'll be here too. So take care, everybody, and have yourself a great week. Bye.